Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. How's everyone doing today? Just get everything all, oops, sorry, I'm sticking my arm right in the way on you. My name is Karen. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey. Hi Lori, thanks for joining. And we are going to make a fun fold card today, which is, well, I usually do them every Wednesday, and then I post it Friday on my blog, which is creativestampingdesigns.com. And I got some new product in this week, the Waves of Inspiration and the Waves dies. I got the Waves of the Ocean DSP. I got the foil also, but I'm not using that, and the new rhinestone. So I'm going to use all the new products for today's card. I just have a couple things I wanted to remind everybody of. I have a little ordering special going on right now for Valentine's Day. I call it my Stuck on You special. It's an adhesive special. For any orders of $50 or more, from now until Monday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, I will give you, in addition to the free gift I always give, you will get to pick an adhesive of your choice. And I have the list on my blog of everything that is available. If you place an order of $50, you get the free gift from me, you get the free adhesive, plus you get a celebration item. So it's you're winning in all ways around. I will contact you with any orders, so you let me know right away what adhesive you would like, because I'm placing my order on the 16th. So I will need to know right away. All right, and again, that is now until February 16th. And again, all the information is on my blog, which is creativestampingdesigns.com. Hi Rosie, thanks for joining. We also have a new collection called All Together. It is there's a bundle, which is Here Together stamp set and Here For You dies. You can also purchase them separately, but why get them separately when you get the 10% off the bundle? There is the All Together, it's black and white designer series paper. It's 6x6 paper. Hi Akiko, thanks for joining. And also there are 5 new sets of the Stampin' Blends markers. They're called the Natural Tones. And I showed you the last couple weeks what I did. These markers, the Stampin' Blends markers, will be carried over into the annual catalog. But what I had done is I made up a chart, and these were the colors that we had that I marked for the skin tones. And these are the new ones. They are not named with names. They're numbered. So it's from SU100 to SU1000. And what I did is I just made a chart up and colored with the actual marker so I could see it quickly, what color it was. Those are available now. The stamp set and dies will be carried over into the 2022-2023 annual catalog, but the designer series paper is only available until May 2nd of 2022. And we also have, this will be available starting March 1st. It's the Waves of the Ocean, which is what I am using today. Waves of the Ocean collection. There is the stamp set and dies that you could purchase individually or together. This also will be carrying over into the 2022-2023 annual catalog. We have the Waves of the Ocean designer series paper, the blue foils, which it's Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, and Silver foil paper, and then the Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels. Those are only available while supplies last. And I'll tell you, the paper is gorgeous. This will be available, like I said, starting March 1st, but then it will be the stamp set only, or the bundle, stamp set and bundle will, and dies, I'm sorry, will be carried over into the annual catalog. Okay. If you happened to catch me yesterday, I went on really quick. I put together a starter kit which included the Waves of the Ocean collection, and then it was 2 packs of paper, a pack of Pacific Point, and a pack of basic white, a package of envelopes, a stamp pad, and some Stampin' Seal Plus. And then you got to add 2 more stamp sets of your choice, which I used Friends Are Like Seashells and Seize the Day, because I felt they went with the whole Waves of the Ocean. You get all that product for $99 right now if you join. And you could join just as a hobby demonstrator, just to enjoy the discount, which is what I think most of my team is. Hi, Jillian. Thanks for joining. All right, I'm going to get started. My colors today, I am using Pacific Point, and the color was picked from one of my team members. Her daughter, Mackenzie, picked a nail polish color for me. So that is how I decided what I was going to do today. I asked her, I had no clue, I was just lost, didn't know what color to go with, and I hadn't received this set yet. And she picked this nail polish color and showed it to me, and I said, okay, that's what we're going to go with. And luckily the set came in yesterday, so I'm able to use it. All right. So thanks, Mackenzie, for picking the color for me. You were a big help. I might have to have you do this more often because it gives me a direction to go. I am starting with a panel of Pacific Point cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11, and it is scored at 5 1/2 in the middle and 2 3/4. So this part of it is a Z-fold card. So we're just going to fold this and give it a good burnish. And then I am going to add a couple panels of the designer series paper. All the measurements will be on my blog on Friday, along with a link to the this video, either Facebook or YouTube, so that you can have everything cut and you can follow along. Because I'm not sure of all. I mean, I'm pretty sure this was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I believe this one here is, I have my measuring thing right here, is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8, and we're just going to put this piece right on the front. This paper is gorgeous, Jillian. I don't know if you've gotten it yet, but it is so pretty. All the different patterns are. My daughter looked at it. She goes, it looks like an oil spill. I said, no, it's the ocean. Okay. So that's that part of the card base. Then we have another part. We have a smaller one, which is 3 inches by 10 3/4, and where's my score lines? Oh, it's I scored it at I got to make sure I get this right. Like I said, all the measurements are going to be on my blog. It's scored at 3.5. Wait a minute. I'm doing something wrong here. Okay, it's scored at 4.25 and 7.5, which is kind of backwards to me, but we're gonna fold this. Lost my bone folder. Like a Z fold also. So it's a double Z fold card that I'm making. Okay, and we're gonna adhere this panel right to the front like that. And this one here is 3 1/8 by 2 7/8. Let me make sure I get it. I'm going to put it the right way. Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm going to open this up. It'll be a little easier. And we're just going to adhere it right like that. Now, this panel, there are a lot of oil spills. Yes, there are. Hi, Jamie. No worries. All right, so this is going to go right like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to adhere this panel in the center here of the back of the base, and then we'll attach the front. All right, and I'm using liquid glue mainly because I like liquid glue, but mainly because I need wiggle room. Because I need to make sure that it's centered and all. I really hated covering this paper. And I was trying to come up with something that I didn't have to cover it, but... All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this, and we're just going to put a little adhesive just on this section here. So it does fold flat, and it'll fit in your regular envelope. So let's see what we're going to do. I don't want to move my finger. Sure, okay, good. I didn't get any on the wrong spot, wrong area. So there you have it. It's a double Z fold. So it'll stand up like a regular card. You just have a little, I guess I didn't let it dry enough. Little pop-up. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. So it will not open flat. So we're really not going to put anything here, because to write, well, actually, no, you can't write on that section. This is the section where you're going to write. Okay. We're just going to set this on the side so we can do the other parts, and I definitely need scrap paper for what I'm doing. So I have a small piece which is 3 5/8 by 1 7/8. Again, all the measurements are going to be on my blog tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I'm sorry, Friday. And okay, I have 2 of every block, but only 1 of the big block. All right, we're going to make this work. I'm going to do this the way years ago I learned to. I'm going to ink. This one here is, I know I have the box here somewhere. Not quite sure where I put it, because I pulled, oh, right in front of me. This is the Gentle Waves stamp. So I'm going to ink it up with Coastal Cabana. And it's mainly the top that I'm inking up. I thought about getting my Stamparatus out. And then that's where it ended, with me thinking about it. Okay, this is not the way I planned on doing this, but you know what? This is going to work. Years ago, this was with the first demonstrator when I went to classes. This is how she taught us to use the large stamps. That you just put the paper over and give it a good rub. And if it doesn't work, the paper has a second side. And I'm using tweezers so I don't get full. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take this off so I don't get my hands inked up when I ink the other part. Yeah, I had learned that, Akiko, years ago. So anytime I have one of the big background stamps, usually what I'll do is I'll put it on my paper like this. I'll put the cardstock on top, and then I'll fold my grid paper over and give it a good rub. And that always works great for me. All right. Oops. Guess I could take the tweezers off. All right. And then now I'm going to stamp in Pacific Point. I'm going to, and we're going to hope this stamp pad was a little on the dry side. We were talking about that last night. My stamp pads have been so dry, and I don't want to ink them up too much because I know what's going to happen. As soon as we start getting humidity again, they're going to get super juicy, and then I'm going to have another mess. Let me just get some ink on the edge. I really don't want that, even though it's easy enough to flip this over. I prefer not to. And I'm just going to stamp this and hope like anything I get. If it's crooked, well, it's being moved in the waves. We can say that, right? We're still going to hope I got it straight. Okay, I'll take that. Looks pretty straight. I'm going to close this right now because I'll stick my hand in it. Give it a second to dry. Yours are dry too, Akiko? It's seasoned. That's it, see? But it's I got it straight, so it's not too seasick. Yeah, these are... Jamie used to say to me how her stamp pads got so juicy and all during the summer, and I never understood that because mine never did. Then all of a sudden last summer, oh my goodness, when I was having classes, I had to remind people just to tap lightly. All right, and we're putting this on a Pacific Point mat, giving that a good rub. And then I already stamped and cut out the pelican image, and we're just going to adhere that right to the side, and we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Oops. I'm going to put a few because I want to make sure. Actually, let me see where it's going to go up to. And put one more right over here. Okay. Oops. How's everyone doing today? It seems to be warming up here a little. Oh, it's teasing me like spring might be coming. All right, and I'm just going to set that right like that. Now this panel, we are going to glue right on here like this. And again, I'm going to use liquid glue for this. There's enough going on with the card that I don't want to, I mean, it's going to be a lot of extra postage anyway. So I don't want to put too much with dimensionals. All right, and we're going to put this right like that. Just want to get it centered. So then that'll, so when it's hard to show you when it's standing up how it'll look. All right. Whoops. Sorry. All right. And then, you know what? Let me finish the front. I have the Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels, and we're going to add a couple of these. And again, I think I'm going to use, because of the water and all, I'm going to use the Pacific Point. Just because I can. I think the other ones might not show up as well. These jewels, though, are so pretty. And we'll put one larger one right. Yeah, we'll put it right down there. Oops, come on. Right down there like that. Yeah, these here, I mean, this is the Pacific Point, but then it kind of fades to the Coastal Cabana. Or this is actually the Night of Navy. I'm sorry. It says Coastal. I write on my papers what color they are. It says Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, and Pacific Point. So I guess these are the Night of Navy, and then this is the Coastal Cabana. Looks like this is a green. I'm not quite sure. To me, that looks like the Granny Apple green that's in the paper, but they're gorgeous. I love them. All right. Now we're going to take, I have the panel that's going to go right in here, just like that. And we're going to get a piece of scrap paper, because I am going to make a mess. I know this because I've tried this already. I'm going to use the wave stamp, but I'm going to stamp off 3 times, so I get a very light image, or fairly light image. So I'm just going to stamp off on scrap paper 3 times. Actually, I'm stamping off 2 times, and the 3rd time is going to be on the paper. And however it comes out, it comes out. I don't think I'm going to redo this one. Though I do want it to be fairly straight. Okay, I got to turn it because it's going to bother me. And we're just going to give that a good press. This is another one if I had a full sheet and I was doing it in full strength, but I'm not doing full strength, so that's actually perfect. That's what I wanted. All right, and then we are going to stamp the other sentiment. Your strength is an inspiration. We're going to stamp that right on top of the wave in the Pacific Point. What's with? I must be stamping lopsided today because I keep getting ink on the edges of my stamps. I'm getting it on the other edge, and I'm afraid to stamp down because promise you, I did not ink up this stamp pad beforehand. Let's see. I'm going to stamp it more toward the top. I need to close this because I'm going to stick my hand in it. I'm going to stamp it more toward the top so I have a little room to write. But I'm also going to stamp a little bit to the left because that'll be hidden then by the front of the card. I love this wave. I love anything ocean themed. So when I saw this set, I immediately fell in love with it. Okay, just give that a second to dry. This, me personally, I think this sentiment goes perfect with the wave. I don't know if any of you have ever been in the Jersey Shore with those waves sometimes. Past summer, I got knocked over big time by them. They are very strong. So we're just going to adhere that right in there. Make sure I'm straight. I probably should have done this part before I glued everything down, but just... So then you will see a little bit of the white, but that's okay. And that's it. That's the card. Let's do the envelope real quick and we'll be all done. And I have another panel. This whole part here, other than I think I had a couple little scraps, took like a 12 by 6 piece. And it's one of those patterns that you can turn it all different ways and it doesn't really matter. That there. Put some of the birds on the white section. Okay, I could do that. I have to stamp them. I didn't cut any out. Or do you want me to cut birds out, Rosie? I actually have the stamp all mounted that I was going to do that. But tell me if you want me to stamp them or you want me to cut them out. Okay. And I think we're going to stamp the pelican on the front. Let your husband... He calls it extreme cutting. My husband calls it extreme cutting. I had a post, I don't remember when I posted it. But I wanted to, he kept saying to me, cut some of the birds out so they pop up. I said, do you see how tiny they are? He goes, oh, I'll do it. So I handed him my scissors and I handed him the stamped birds, and I fussy cut mine like I do my fussy cutting. He sat there and cut so close. I stood there. I was like, now how do I glue this down? I said, you cut so close, there's no room for a dimensional or anything. But yes, he said he's calling it extreme fussy cutting. Oh, I should have put the pelican on the other side. I just realized that. Oh well, that's okay. And I did, here's my little, I colored the other pelican. I did his beak with the So Saffron, using the other end. And then I just put a little bit of gray on his feathers. I will admit, I had to look up images of pelicans because it has been so long since I've seen a pelican in person. Now, if this was a seagull, I could do that no problem. But this, I believe this is a pelican. It looks like a pelican. And then we're just going to put a little bit of dark crumb cake. And then we'll blend it with the light. You call it fussy cutting? Well, that's what I call. I call it fussy cutting, Rosie. And I did a little bit of it this week on some of my cards. I do not normally like fussy cutting. But sometimes we get these images that we just need to fussy cut. I need the other side of this. If I'm missing comments, I will, as I always do, go back and I reply afterwards. I tend to miss some comments. All right, we're going to stamp a few birds because Rosie said to. No fussy cutting cussing. Yes, pelicans are in the Florida. That I know, Akiko, and I haven't been to Florida in a while, so. Everything in threes. So we're going to do 3 birds there. And then we're going to do just a couple in here. We'll put them around the sentiment. There, how's that? I think I got everything this week. Ouch. It's not supposed to do that. All right, so there we have it, a double Z fold card. Get everything out of the way so I don't get ink on anything. And all my stuff. That's the top view. And that's that one with the matching envelope. All the measurements, the correct measurements, not if I said anything wrong before. All the measurements will be on my blog on Friday, creativestampingdesigns.com. If you have any questions, you can either put them in the comments or you can email me. If anybody's interested in the wonderful joining special and you want to take advantage of the products I have shown on my blog, I believe it came out to $174. And it was for $99. It's a great deal right now to join, and join just as a hobby demonstrator to enjoy that 20% discount. Right? I will plan on being back next Wednesday, same time, same place, and we'll see what we're going to do then. Maybe Mackenzie will give me another color to work with, and I can come up with a card with whatever color she says. All right, thank you everyone for joining, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.